How's it all, you 1/6ers, quarter scalers, statue collectors, and aliens from up above? Welcome to another edition of Figure This, Figure That, the Don's Figure Chat. Today, we do an oldie but a goodie. He deserves some respect. He deserves his own video. Sergeant Barnes from Platoon, played by Berenger. As I go down, you'll see he's got his trusty M16. He's got his grenades and smoke bombs. Come down into his full-on lace-up boots. The detail they went to on these figures was just amazing, eh? And remember, it wasn't a DX. It was just a normal 1/6 scale figure. So there he stands with his smoke in hand, and he's asking, who the is this kit here? Which newbie has left his kit lying around? He was quite a bastard to the new troops coming in, because he wanted them to survive, but he just got too cruel and too sadistic for everyone's liking, especially for his co-command of the platoon, Sergeant Elias, played by William Dafoe. And his main protagonist in the movie, who he just gets it in his brain that he doesn't like him, is Charlie Sheen as Private Taylor, Chris Taylor. So as you look at him there, he's actually got the proper color nutria, which is his browns, your working dress in the Marines, but he was infantry, I think 25th Regiment of the infantry. He was a sergeant who had co-command of a platoon, as I say, with Sergeant Elias. And this evokes almost like a civil war within the platoon, where the people supporting Elias against the people supporting Barnes and his crew. He was a hell of a fighter, and he got away with a lot of shit because of who he was and what he could do. He's mostly known for his disfigured face that he got after several shootings in Vietnam on one of his many tours. I haven't put the rank insignia, nothing on him, because I know when we went to the border in the army, in the Marines, we weren't allowed to wear rank and file, because then whoever was attacking you could pop off your rank, so that they left headless, But anyway, he's got the proper color nutria on. He's got the proper A1 flak jacket. The webbing is all the same, but we changed out his nutria. If you see here, this is the nutria he comes with, which is almost brown, which wasn't brown in the actual Vietnam movie. So Hot Toys got that a bit wrong. There's all these badges and flashes that should go on his uniform. Over here is all his name tags. Shit, this rings a bell, eh? We had all of this when we were in basics. And there's the flak jacket they supply with the figure. It's the wrong one. He comes with the obligatory instruction manual. That there's the art box, which is quite dope on its own, as you can see. And you come back around here. This here, he's got most of the kit that he has on him. And he's using 2 of the hands given. That's the other hands that are left. I bought him a packet of Camel and a Zippo lighter, just so he never runs out of light. This green is what they would use. They'd cut off strips and camouflage things that were shiny that before you go into the actual jungle. Anything that tingles, make a noise, or anything that shines, you got to fix it. That's his smoke that he came with. The smoke that he's got is a third-party one, because I got sick of putting that cigarette in and losing it. I was forever hunting for it. But what a dope piece. Let me just try and stand up here and see if I can get the back of his kit. He's got the trench tool, he's got the Krutzak, he's got his bivvy pouches, there's an extra ammo belt, the water bottle is attached to his webbing belt, there's his shoulder knife that he cuts Private Taylor's face with in fight at the end. When in the barracks and he goes in, he says, what do you know about death? You know nothing about death. Come on, no one knows I'm here. The 6 yous try and take me. And the only one that tried was Chris Taylor, shame, Charlie Sheen, and he got his ass beat. But yeah, it made for a climatic ending in the movie. It's a really brilliant movie. I think it's directed by Oliver Stone, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, I love this. It takes me back and brings me back so many memories, eh? Yeah, dope, eh? There's his helmet with his pack of Marlboro. He's a Marlboro man. So there's his M16. He's on an IC Customs Steve Weber diorama that he made for his Platoon figures a while back and never got to use it. So he actually sold it to me at a less than cost price, which I was quite chuffed with. And he's on an IC Customs diorama, this bat one. Yeah, I support IC Customs. I've actually just got a badge saying I'm the top fan because I mentioned his name the most times on Facebook. But look at him, man. That is a dope figure. But yeah, he was a ruthless sod, eh? I know at one stage in South Africa, they stopped sending the sergeants or corporals that trained newbies. We used to call them roofies back in the day. They wouldn't let them go up to the border with them because they'd be shot by accident. You know, if they'd been a bastard through basics, then people were gunning for them, you know. So they stopped doing it. But yeah, it really is a beautiful piece. Stood the test of time. The body is still sweet. He poses like a honey. Yeah, no. Dope piece, eh? Dope piece. And everything is so authentic. Having used this webbing during basics before we got the new webbing, this is like Second World War webbing. But they used it in Vietnam. And we used it on the border. And in basics. So, yeah. It just goes to show how dope this stuff was, you know. The army, although there's much more intake into an army, their supplies, their kit, they usually use the best and only the best. So it stands to reason Hot Toys paid attention to the details on this figure. Because, yeah, the army would have. He's just a really dope piece, man. And stood on this diorama with Chris Taylor, who I'm going to be doing next, is just a honey of a piece, eh? You know, on the diorama, he just looks magnificent, eh? Yeah. Check that. Okay, I haven't got his head in. Check that now. Yeah. Mission doing those boots, though, I must admit, it was a bit of a faff, eh? You can see they proper lace-up boots. Well, there you go. There's a Krutzak, what we call a Krutzak, the big bag. That would hold all your clothing. Your sleeping bag would be rolled up on top. You'd have another patrol bag, we used to call them, which was a smaller bag about the size of that front pouch there that we would keep our rations in. Yeah, you hardly ever took this Krutzak out on patrol with you because obviously it's just too bulky, too much. And yeah, you slept under a bivvy, which is a tarpaulin that you would stretch across a couple of trees in a temporary base. But yeah, this figure's badass, eh? You'll see the difference in his kit when I show you the Charlie Sheen Private Chris trailer figure. You'll see the difference in color, especially when I put them next to each other. He's got his trusty bangle, copper bangle on. It's supposed to ward off rheumatism and all that. We used to wear them a lot in South Africa. Yeah, supposed to be good. And I say, there's his little blade that he pulls out. Can you see it on his shoulder there? Yeah. They've thought of everything, eh? The helmets are made of metal, and it's got the small, we used to call them dobies inside, the plastic dobie. Very uncomfortable to wear these steel helmets. In South Africa, we call them staaldak. Literally steel helmets. Very uncomfortable. When you run with them, when they give you PT on them, it bounces up and down on your head, eh? So, yeah, as I say, they've covered every base. Steve actually made this with almost a puddle of water there. And it still looks like it, but doesn't look like on camera, I don't think. Yeah, it kind of dried up over years. But look at the detail, man. That's a real tree at the back there. Piece of driftwood, and all the rest are plastic. It's real sand with an epoxy over. So, dope. Dope, 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 dope. Let's get back to this man, though. So in the end, in a big firefight with the NV, sorry, him and Chris Taylor, well, I'm not going to tell you the story in case you haven't seen the movie. But yeah, do yourselves a favor and watch it, because it's a peach of a movie, eh? Especially if you're in the military or intermilitary. It's really a good movie. Sometimes dark, but yeah, it was their way of life in Vietnam. It's like people who are in accidents and in hospital. You get so used to the gory aspects, it becomes second nature. Where somebody else walking in will go, oh my God, what's that? Yeah, he became quite the evil sod, eh? And he used to love picking on the newbies, but he kept them alive. At the end of the day, he kept them alive. But he was just going to bossies. Bossies means when you go bush befuck. That means you've been in the bush too long, basically. They should have taken him out and put him on furlough for a while. And took him out of doing tour after tour. Because eventually it got to him. There's his bandana. You wear that just for the sweat. You hardly ever wear the correct uniform when you're out on patrol or doing a roving picket sentry. It's all ammunition, food, and a bivvy. That's it. Someone will have the LMG, the light machine gun. There'll be a group of 3 that will man that. The rest of the section will be riflemen. And then you've got 3 sections of 10 each in a platoon. But looking at the platoon they had, and it was commanded by the 2 of them, with the lutie above them, it looked like a platoon of about 40 to 50. So they'd obviously been in contacts, lost men, and then filled it up with newbies as they arrived. And then it's the sergeant's job and the corporals under him to get those newbies bush ready. Check their kit, make sure they're only taking the essentials. Make sure they know exactly what they're doing, you know? Because the newbies get fire fright as soon as they make contact. You'll see that in the movie. You'll see that in the movie, what happens. But for now, there you go. There's Sergeant Barnes. Tom Berenger having a fag, shouting, who the fuck's kit is this lying around? Come on, get your act together. There's his art box again. Oops, I just bumped into the diorama there. There's the, nice, eh? as I say, his obligatory instruction manual. This is the nutria he comes with. It's a wrong color, so we swapped it out. I haven't put his rank and file on. I haven't put his name tags and that on. And as I say, he's got the proper A1 flak jacket on there. That one. That was, you know, in the times they were in Vietnam, that's the flak jackets they wore. The webbing is exact to what they wore. Oh, very dope, eh? He's got shoulder slings full of extra magazines. Back in the day, when we were in SADF, we used to call a guy that was too parat, too stickler for the rules and regulations. Oh, I can't remember the name now. As I said it, I forgot the name. Oh, if they were like, oh, I'm going to do this and do that and take on this and take on that, we'd call him Audie Murphy. Remember Audie Murphy from the old black and white movies? Oh, that's what you were called. Don't think you're Audie Murphy, yeah? Just listen to the orders. Oh, sorry, I'm getting excited. But what a dope piece, eh? So yeah, I'll give you the last look quick before I duck. That's him in all his glory. There's his stall duck hanging on the tree with his packet of Marlboro, M16, grenades and smoke grenades. He's got his webbing on, and he's got a fag in his hand, having a smoke break. He's on an IC Customs Steve Weber base diorama with the Dean Gladwell backdrops and bases Gotham City in behind him. But hey, it still works, eh? Okay, that is just another stall duck to show you the detail. I bought him a Zippo, a packet of camels. There's his wrist pegs, his hands, and camouflage tape. As I say, the smoke is still in there. I don't want to lose that. And everything else that came in there is on him. The knife, I think, his dog tags. So yeah, do yourself a favor. If you see these up for sale, grab one. Especially if you're into military figures, eh? Because they are so exact. It's unreal. But for now, me and Tom Berenger will leave yous. Please hit subscribe or you'll be called up in the next draft. Peace out. That's me back. There's Sergeant Barnes up alongside Taylor. And Barnes will be saying, you better not be shitting me, boy. You better have seen something. So look at the color of his greens compared to the color of Charlie Sheen's. You see there? That is the proper jungle nutria lime green, what they fought with in Vietnam. As you can see, that flak jacket there, totally different to that flak jacket there. So yeah, I'm surprised Hot Toys got it wrong, because they're usually spot on, eh? But maybe it was just a perception of color, you know? I'm not too sure why. But he looks dope with helmet on, helmet off. Looks dope with helmet on, helmet off. But can you see the difference between an old-timer in Vietnam and a newbie? You see how everything's by the book on Charlie Sheen? Where Berenger has customized his to fit the terrain. Charlie Sheen will be doing that later on in the movie as he gets more experienced into his tour. But yeah, that's what greets me in my display cabinet. How dope is that, man? I mean, that's beautiful. Admit it. Go on, you can say it. No one can hear you. Say it out loud. Say it to your partners. Yes, there you go. There's Berenger and Sheen in the movie, just doing their thing. Yes, that's dope, eh? I love this. I really do. I'm a military man at heart. I love Batman, but by God, do I love soldiers and soldiering in. Yeah. Very beautiful pieces, and they work so well together, man. Especially if you've seen the movie and you're in love with the movie, then you'll appreciate what's gone into these figures. Yeah, very nice, eh? Very nice, even against the Gotham backdrop. But the diorama as well steals the show. That makes the figures. Just makes them pop. So I'll just go over Charlie Sheen again, because we've done Barnesy. There he's got his mobile rocket launch on his back. He's got his panga. He's got his Krutzak. Map case, or for carrying these, or I forgot what they're called. I've only just said the word. Anyway, these ones here would be carried in that map case there, or patrol bag. Right? We used to use it to carry our rations when we were on patrol. Yeah, he comes with the trench knife with sheath, the stuff for his helmet, wraparound, 2 wrist pegs, various hands, juju beads, his dog tags, cigarettes, 2 cigarettes now. Yeah, there's those smokes, eh? And the other hedgehog. So, yeah. I'll leave you with the last glorious scene of the 2 of them in fighting pose, just about to do some shit. Yeah, just reflect a moment on the grace and beauty of Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger as Private Chris Trailer on the left and Sergeant Barnes on the right. 1 oldie, 1 newbie. You can see the difference, eh, straight away. From the custom touches on Barnes to the regulation outfit of Charlie Sheen. Lovely. They've nailed it. They've nailed it. Okay, my 1/6s, my quarter scalers, my statue collectors, my Martian friends from above. Yes, yes, I know Martians. I know a couple of Plutonians as well. Yeah. I will say, please hit subscribe, hit like or dislike. Maybe I speak too much drivel. But for now, the Don, Tom, and Charlie say, peace out. Welcome to another little quick video from Figure This, Figure That, the Figures Don chat. This is the view I've got from behind my Apple. Endgame Cap, Rambo, Dark World Thor, and the light is coming all from Bad Boy in the corner there, Hellboy. So yeah, that's my view. That's what inspires me. Lovely, eh? And of course, it wouldn't be complete without my Django and Tombstone up above. So yeah, this is just a quick little 1-minute video I'm going to throw in somewhere. So keep your eyes peeled for it. Well, you won't know that, will you? Look at these 3 in the lights as well. In the changing lights. How dope does that look? On my table. And if you look down below, I've got all Wolverine pictures as inspiration under my glass top. You can't really see them lacquer. But yeah, I am a huge Wolvie fan. I'd say Cap America, Spider-Man, Batman has to be my main dude. Yeah, then these are all tie at second. Wolverine, Cap America, and Rambo. Okay. Sweetness, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you in the groups. Tot ziens.